magic in the air and modern magic as well, as we meet Sam Beedle, a local man from the county of Kent who's been working on magic for 15 odd years, and he's only, 19 now, Sam?
That's right.
It's not bad going, is it? So your first trick, can you remember your first trick?
My first trick, yes, it was a card trick actually. It was a spelling trick where someone picks a card, you shuffle it into the pack and you spell out their card and it ends up being the right one. That was my first card trick.
And you were 4 when you did that?
I was.
Blimey. That's going some, isn't it? Now, let's talk. We're talking a minute about your 2 big shows coming up in Borstal and Rochester soon. But let's talk a little more about your own company. You've decided, haven't you, to launch a modern magic company. What prompted you to do this?
Well, I've been thinking about the way magic is presented these days, and I've got kind of tired of the usual sort of tailcoat, top hat and pigeons flying out of sleeves kind of thing. And I basically wanted to sort of change the way people think about magic, so I thought what I'd do is start up a new company with some new ideas, some new illusions, and perform them to everyone so everyone can see that it's not all about the same usual tricks like rabbits out of hats.
But that's quite difficult, isn't it, creating new illusions, because essentially, and most magicians will admit this, there are only 7 tricks or something, isn't there?
Yeah, apparently that's true. If you change the way it's done or how it's performed, or even just make it more entertaining, because you can take a really good trick and make it really boring just by performing it wrong. So the trick is to basically perform it really well, and then hopefully everyone will like it.
So what have you done? Tell us what you've done to make it new, fresh, original and fairly dynamic.
OK, well, one of the things I've done is, well, I say I've done it, actually I can thank my dad for it. He's actually created a completely new illusion. We've called it Retribution. And I won't go into too much detail because it's in the show, you'll have to come and see it. But basically it involves monks, spikes and some sort of execution.
Oh, now that's my idea of fun.
Pretty spooky stuff.
And in fact, what you do, some of what you do is spooky, isn't it?
It is a bit, but no worse than Scooby-Doo. The show's like suitable for everyone.
Okay. Now let's mention Tony, your dad, because he's been, more than enthusiastic for what you do.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He's been supporting me the whole way. My whole family have, really. Yeah. But without him, none of it would be possible.
All right. It started for you, as we say, at a young age. What did you get? Was it a birthday present, a box of magic? Yeah,
I actually started with a Paul Daniels magic set. But then, saying that, I think everyone started with a Paul Daniels magic set. Even Paul Daniels himself probably started with a magic set.
And what did why did you not put it down after you'd got bored with the tricks? What do you think it was that kept you hooked?
I think it was the idea of baffling the bejesus out of people, really. I just like the idea of tricking people. So I basically carried on from there and progressed to different sets and then started creating my own stuff and, well, here I am.
Now, you've joined, haven't you, the Medway Magic Society?
I did indeed. I studied there for a few years, yeah.
I've never been. What's it like? Do people sit around and show each other card tricks? I can't imagine it.
Yeah, well, when I joined, it was basically a group of magicians a group of new people I'd never seen before, performing magic everywhere in the room. I just walked in, there was people flying things around the room, cards flying everywhere. It was good fun, and I learnt a lot there.
And do you have to impress in order to become a member?
You do. You have to take an initiation of, I think it's 15 minutes. But I managed to blag my way in without actually performing. And I also managed to join when I was 13, when you're supposed to be 15.
So, is that right?
Yeah, I kind of got on with them and they seemed to like me, so they let me in.
Now, let's talk a bit about your stage persona before we talk about the actual shows themselves. Okay. What do you go for? You say you're not top hat and tails and doves.
No, well, with this show, it's a bit different. I've got these like powers, you could say. I'm not saying I've got powers, but in the show it sort of looks like I have, because I sort of appear from this box and I've got these white hands, white hair, all sort of glow in the dark and spooky stuff. And glowing eyes as well.
Do you speak?
No, I don't speak in the show, actually, which will probably be quite thankful to the audience.
And do you have music? Because sometimes that, I think, is where magicians fall down. It becomes a bit twee, a bit...
It does a bit. You get that cheesy music a hell of a lot of the time, don't you? No, this is very up-to-date modern dance music we're using. OK.
Now, the venues are the Cleve Warren at Borstal, because you come from Borstal, don't you?
I do indeed.
That's on the 16th and 17th. And that really, I mean, it's open to the public, but it's for
it's open
people.
It's open to the public, but it's mainly for local residents, just so they sort of remember who I am and recognise who I am and what I'm trying to do, really.
Do they know who you are?
Probably. I don't actually know. I haven't spoken to them for a while. I've been too busy with this show, actually, trying to get it together, but yeah.
And it is a full-blown show. I mean, how long does it run?
It runs for about an hour and a half, including the interval.
Right.
Which is quite tough, actually, of doing just solid magic all the way through it, because even big Las Vegas shows, they tend to sort of break it up with different forms of entertainment in between them and that. So usually magic shows last about 40 minutes or so, but a full hour and a half show.
You see, if you're a singer, you can kind of build, can't you, the songs
That's
and then
right,
have a grand finale and maybe even a encore song. Is it much the same for magicians?
It's similar, yeah. With an illusion show like the one I'm doing, because there's big illusions in it. It's not just like close-up magic. There's grand illusions. There's juggling. There's dance in it. Things flying around the place. It's going to be good fun.
Blimey. And it's also the same show which you're taking to the Corn Exchange in Rochester on the 8th of July.
That's right, yeah. That's the big one, you could say, for me at the moment, yeah.
How long? You must be working every hour God sends to...
Oh, yeah. I haven't stopped. I haven't slept for about 2 months, actually, just trying to get this show together and get it up and running.
And the tricks you've devised yourself and with help... built?
Sort of, yeah. What I've done is I've taken some illusions that have been done and revamped them and given them a new lease of life, you could say.
Right. And some you've developed yourself? So
some of them, yes. Some, like the Retribution one I was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
that's completely new. And there's a few other ideas. I'm trying not to give too much away.
No, you're being very good. You're being very discreet here. Well, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll break for the travel news.
Okay.
Then we'll come back. We'll chat some more. We'll give all the details out of ticket prices and phone numbers and that sort of malarkey. And we'll put him to the test. Sam Beedle, he's here, claims to be a man of magic. From the Medway town, Sam Beedle is here at BBC Radio Kent today, the magician extraordinaire, and as we say, he's on his way to the Cleve Warren at Borstal on the 16th and 17th of June, couple of dates there, and the Corn Exchange in Rochester on the 8th of July. Tickets are priced at, what, £6 for the Cleve Warren?
That's right, yeah.
Yep. And £6.50 for the Corn Exchange. And we'll give you the phone number in a moment or two. I just think when you were young, when you were mega young, there must have been a period between being sweet and being experienced and the middle bit, in that sandwich. You were blooming irritating, weren't you, Sam?
Well, I think my parents would agree with me. I've probably been irritating for most of my life, actually. Constantly bugging them with these tricks and that.
But that was good. I guess that was good for you because you learned to really battle. Have you had tough audiences?
Oh, yeah, everyone has tough audiences, yeah. You get the regulars and that who really don't want to see magic, in which case you just have to sort of finish up and move on.
Have you played drunks? Have you played to drunk people?
Yeah, actually, I worked in a pub in Chatham doing magic there, and it's quite funny, actually. If they're happy drunks, you sort of do one card trick and get a £5 tip, so you can't complain, can you?
And if they're not happy?
You run a mile very quickly.
Well, let's see how good you are. Lo is here, ready to be bedazzled.
I'm not easily fooled.
No, you're not.
As
You're quite cynical about all this, aren't you?
Oh, yes. My magic tricks consist of the one where you... here, give us your cards, Sam, and I'll show you. Are they set at a certain way?
No.
This is my magic trick, OK? So I learnt this years ago. Pick a card, Sam, any card.
I've got one.
What are you doing?
Put it back.
What are you doing?
See, look, I don't know where that card went, do I?
Oh, blimey, here we go. Don't do that.
Oh. Anyway, it's not very
failed.
good.
You failed, didn't you?
Yes.
You're not a magician. You're not worthy of entering my circle.
No, it was pretty woeful, but it's pretty bad, and everyone knows it from when they're a kid because you basically look at the card that is in front of the card that you placed in it, and then
is that
go
how you
through.
do it?
Yeah, have you not done that?
I've never done that.
Oh,
you're
Marshy.
spoiling the secrets
Next time you
now.
come round my house, I'll have to do my magic trick for
God
you.
help us. Oh, blimey. So if the karaoke isn't bad enough. Is that the worst thing when people will say, oh, go on, tell us how it's done. Tell us how it's done, Sam. Go on, Sam.
No, you get used to it after a while.
Do you?
Yeah, because usually people say, how'd you do it? And I usually just say, very well.
Oh, nice.
Are you not
That's my
allowed
slick
to
remark.
tell people? Is that part of the...
It's not a sort of set rule, but it would kind of ruin it if you did tell people.
And also, you spend, don't you, hours perfecting
that's
the
right.
illusion.
You spend, like, years practicing how to do these things, and then to suddenly go and tell someone how it's done would kind of ruin the image slightly, wouldn't it? And then, of course, it wouldn't be magic if everyone knew how it was done.
Absolutely.
That's true. Are you quite dexterous? What's the word I'm looking for? Dexterous. Dexterous.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I suppose I couldn't really say. I don't want to sound big-headed on the radio.
No, he's very good. Now, before we started the interview, you gave me an envelope which is sealed, and I can vouch for this, and you can vouch for this as well.
It's very sealed, yeah.
And the word written in legend on the front reads simply prediction.
It does indeed.
I've held it up to the light. I can't see a blooming thing.
Lovely.
So what are you going to do for us, Sam?
OK, well, like I said, I've got a deck of cards here. If you could just grab a card out of the pack for me.
Grab a card, any card. Does it matter which one?
No, anyone will do.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to look at the card on top.
He's going to do my trick. No good doing that, Sam.
And then
do I look at it? Sorry.
You can look at it. You don't have to remember it, though. Just grab another card. Sorry, keep that one.
All right.
I need to grab one more.
Two.
That's it.
Right,
And now
okay.
you've got to remember a third one as well. You're
Well, I'm
very
not
lucky.
sure. Marsh, you sure?
That's the calculator.
3 in a day.
Three in a day. That's fine. But yeah,
Right,
just
okay.
look at them. You don't have to remember them or any order.
All
You
right,
can just
okay.
keep them to yourself.
All right, okay. I'll hold them to my bosom.
Okie dokie. All right, I just want you to think of the cards and keep them in your mind.
Right, okay.
And I'm going to try and figure out if my prediction's right. Right?
Oh,
So
right.
you've got them in your
Okay.
hand.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep,
Now, you pick these cards completely at random,
I did.
yeah?
Completely at random.
Lovely, okay. All right, well, let's have a look at the cards, and I think I may have got it right. Let's have a look at the 3 cards you've got. You can just lay them down on the table. It doesn't matter if I
What,
see
face
them.
up or face down?
Face up's fine. That's,
Oh, right,
that's
okay.
cool. Okay, we've got a 6 of hearts,
Yep.
an 8 of clubs, and a 10 of diamonds. Okay. And you selected them out of the deck,
I
yeah?
did,
Just
yes.
completely
I just
free at random.
pick,
Okay.
pick them out.
Okay, if you could just grab the envelope that you have.
I
there.
have the envelope here.
Would you be able to open it up for me?
I doubt that. I'm very weak. I've not been well
Okey-dokey.
for
You're not ambidextrous at all, are you, Marsh?
sex. Shut up.
I do.
Right, come on, I'm building the tension here,
Come on.
everybody.
Okay, you notice there's actually a BBC business card in there, is that
Yeah,
right?
and it's got your name on it.
It has.
I didn't know I had one. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's in pen. Yeah.
Lovely. But not only that, if you turn it over and look at the back of that business card, there should be 3 playing cards written down. Would you be able to read those cards out for me?
6 of hearts, 8 of spades. Oh no, 8 of clubs. I'm sorry, and 10 of diamonds.
Wow.
Which were the 3
Is that
cards
what you
picked, I
chose?
believe.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
That is very good.
Thank
That
you.
is spooky, that. That's very good indeed. Because you do close-up magic as well as the big
I
illusions.
do indeed. I do a variety of most sorts of magic, actually.
All right.
So,
well,
yeah.
if you'd like to go and witness Sam, as we say, he is at the Cleve Warren in Borstal. Whereabouts is that in Borstal?
It's behind St Matthew's Church on Borstal Street.
OK, tickets priced at £6 and £4 on the 16th and 17th of June. And the Corn Exchange in Rochester on the 8th of July. Tickets at £6.50 and £4.50. Everybody knows where the Corn Exchange is. And the
Indeed.
phone number for more information, if you'd like to book your tickets, 01634 844 626. That's 01634 844 626. And what times do the shows start?
The doors open at 7 o'clock on both shows.
Fantastic. And you've got a website as well, Sam?
I have indeed. It's www.sambeedle.co.uk.
You have blown Laura and myself away.
Lovely.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for letting me pop by.